Tonight, a COVID test with no results. A new lawsuit is addressing a big problem with some Minnesota testing sites.
Plus, mask up, Cloquet. A new mandate has been announced as the city tries to counteract current COVID cases.
And voter rights are on the agenda at the U.S. Capitol as the Biden administration pushes to pass two pieces of legislation.
From CBS 3 Duluth, this is the CBS 3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Briggs LaSavage. Thanks for joining us. An Iron Range COVID testing center is among several across Minnesota accused of providing the wrong COVID test results or no results at all.
Today, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison filed the lawsuit against two companies that operated those sites.
CBS 3's Quinn Gorham looked over those court documents today. Quinn, what do people need to know if they got tested there?
Well, Briggs, the two Illinois-based companies called Center for COVID Control and the Doctors Clinical Laboratory ran pop-up testing centers nationwide, including 8 sites here in Minnesota. According to the lawsuit, one company collected the COVID test results and the other processed them. One of their sites is located on Mountain Iron Drive in Virginia, the only one north of the Twin Cities. Complaints against that site and the others include people never receiving their test results from the company's lab, and some who got their results back much later than advertised. Some people who weren't even tested there said they got an email from the company with test results. In other cases, people signing up for a test were asked to provide unnecessary personal information, like a photo of their driver's license. In the lawsuit, Ellison claims the centers were trying to profit through insurance companies and the federal government.
These companies taking advantage of Minnesotans for profit during this vulnerable time for families is unconscionable. My job is to fight for Minnesotans' security and to help them live with dignity, safety, and respect.
Now, according to former employees, the testing groups initially provided timely and reliable results, but their quick expansion across the country ended in what they described as chaos. Ellison urges Minnesotans, especially if they were tested by the Center for COVID Control and Doctors Clinical Laboratory, to report any concerns by submitting a complaint online or calling the Attorney General's office. We have more details on how you can do that on our website.
All right, CBS 3's Quinn Gorham reporting live for us in the newsroom tonight. Thanks, Quinn. And according to the company's website, their test sites in Minnesota are all closed right now until at least Saturday.
And the state says they're not sure if the company plans to reopen them, but they'll be keeping tabs on it.
We reached out to the companies for comment today, but didn't hear back.
Cloquet leaders announced a mask mandate starting today. Mayor Roger Mackey signed the 30-day emergency declaration this morning. The state of emergency requires anyone 5 years or older to wear a face mask inside public buildings like restaurants, grocery stores, businesses, and other common spaces. Mackey says the mandate is necessary for public health.
We're not trying to pick on anybody. We're trying to protect as best we can. And medical people are telling us this is very important.
The declaration also says the Cloquet City Council and other city boards will no longer hold in-person meetings during the 30 days.
More than 100 nurses are officially on their way to help struggling workers at Minnesota hospitals. That includes Essentia in Duluth. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz directed $40 million in American Rescue Plan funding to hire emergency staff for certain hospitals that have been hit hard by this COVID surge. The first round of nursing teams will arrive at 23 hospitals this week. 9 of those nurses will be working at Essentia. Dr. Don Droter with Essentia says this help is a huge relief to their overworked staff.
Any additional staffing resources we're very appreciative to receive, and it will, even small amounts will help our staff here.
As of Monday, Minnesota hospitals are treating more than 1,600 people for COVID-19. That's 80 more than this time last week. There are nearly 250 COVID patients in Minnesota ICUs.
Amid a big shortage, Wisconsin is loosening its requirements to become a school bus driver. Potential drivers no longer have to pass a portion of the test, requiring them to identify bus engine components. A waiver from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration is temporarily allowing those changes, but that waiver expires in March. The DMV has reached out to nearly 1,000 former drivers, hoping they'll renew their license.
Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Dave, kids are really going to have to bundle up at those bus stops the rest of this week.
You know, you're not kidding, especially tomorrow morning. That's when it's really going to get pretty chilly out there for 2/3 of our region. There's somebody that's off the hook tonight. We'll take a look at the map and you'll see who that is. It's folks in the UP. Kbjr County, you're not facing a wind chill advisory, but the rest of us are. Actual air temps around the region will go 15 to 30 below. And then you put in the winds up towards 15, 20 miles per hour. We get a wind chill feels like number going 30 to 40 below. So yes, just like Briggs and Kristen say, bundle up tomorrow morning. Now, yesterday we had some snow, especially up north. And so the roads, thanks to the cooling down temperatures, are getting harder to clean up. So we do have some slippery spots to be aware of up north in Minnesota and towards the snow belt of Wisconsin. Good driving conditions, though, for the heart of the region. Tonight, Wednesday night, clear sky, 20 below even here in the Twin Ports, and a wind chill advisory for most of our region. Come Thursday, it'll be sunny and cold for most towns with a high near zero, but there's one zone that's going to get a little bit of light snow that may slick up the roadways, and we'll tell you who those folks are going to be coming up in a couple more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Minnesota and Wisconsin senators are weighing in tonight after the president's push to pass 2 nationwide voter rights bills.
CBS 3's Washington News Bureau's Nicole Newman heard from our local lawmakers about exactly what's included in that legislation.
With 2 voting bills stalled in the Senate Democrats say it's important to pass the legislation to ensure each person's right to vote.
Both of which are crucial in defending our very democracy. And that should be plain to everyone.
The most fundamental of all of our freedoms in this country is the freedom to vote, the freedom to have our voices heard through our vote.
The John R. Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act and the Freedom to Vote Act are what senators are debating. The John R. Lewis Act seeks to establish a new criteria for getting federal approval before changing voting laws at the state level. The Freedom to Vote Act addresses expanding voter registration, campaign finance, and congressional redistricting. It would also establish Election Day as a federal holiday and would require states to conduct post-election audits for federal elections. In 2021, there were sweeping changes at the state level to election laws. According to the left-leaning Brennan Center in Washington, D.C., 19 states passed 34 laws limiting voting access last year. Republican senators say bills have been passed to extend voting rights, and the power of changing voting laws should remain at the state level.
Under the Constitution, the state elections are run just there, and that's at the state. Democrats want to do, being the party of big government, they believe that Washington knows best.
It would overturn Missouri's laws. It would change our voter ID law, would scrap it basically. It would change other rules that we have in place in the state of Missouri about absentee voting, about voter verification.
President Biden maintains his voting rights push is also about who gets to count the votes. In Washington, I'm Nicole Newman.
In the House of Representatives, they voted last week to pass the Freedom to Vote John R. Lewis Act that combines voting rights acts into one bill.
New details are emerging on how the Biden administration will distribute free N95 masks. President Joe Biden recently promised to make high-quality masks free to help stop the spread of COVID. Those 400 million masks will be available starting late next week at a network of pharmacies and community health centers. They are the same locations that have been used to administer vaccines. The free masks come from the Strategic National Stockpile and represent more than half of the 750 million masks in that inventory. Officials say the program should be up and running by early February.
Vice President Kamala Harris will be in Wisconsin next week. She's planning to visit Milwaukee on Monday to discuss environmental issues. This will be her second trip to Wisconsin since taking office a year ago. Harris toured clean energy laboratories on the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee campus back in May. She also backed President Joe Biden's infrastructure plan during that visit.
A homeless camp under I-35 caught fire today. The Duluth Fire Department responded to the area near the Mesaba Superior Street exit around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Heavy flames and smoke were coming from below the freeway. Witnesses told fire officials squatters were spotted camping where the fire broke out. A mattress, a few pallets, and personal items were found nearby. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. And thanks to northwest winds, traffic was not impacted.
The Duluth Police Department is asking community members to take part in an online survey. The 9-question survey is an opportunity for the community to share their input about the DPD and how safe they feel living here in Duluth. This survey is a requirement for the Duluth Police Department to become nationally accredited through the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement. It's a 2-year process that the DPD started last March. You can find a link to the survey on our website.
Jury selection begins tomorrow in the federal case against 3 officers charged in George Floyd's murder. Jay King, Thomas Lane, and Tu Tao were with Derek Chauvin in May of 2020 when he pinned Floyd to the ground in Minneapolis. Prosecutors will be trying to prove each officer willingly violated Floyd's constitutional rights. Legal experts say the federal case will be more complicated than a pending state case against the officers. That's because prosecutors will have to prove the men specifically chose not to take action. We also learned today the state trial for these 3 officers has been moved to June. It was supposed to be held in March. Both parties say this move is, quote, in the interest of justice.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, as Essentia's Vision Northland project nears completion, a prime piece of downtown land will soon be available.
Today's record high of 45 was set just 5 years ago in 2017. But we didn't get anywhere near close to that today. We didn't even get close to normal. And it's just going to get colder for tomorrow. Could be a little bit of an upsurge on Friday, but even that'll be temporary. That'll be because of a chance for light snow. So we'll talk about cold and then some snow coming up after our commercial break.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
With locations throughout the Northland and northern Wisconsin, Super One Liquor has you covered for all of your party and gathering needs. We have a commitment to deliver outstanding service, variety, and top quality wines and spirits. And don't forget the best variety of ice-cold beer and beverages, all at the low prices you've come to expect. Super One Liquor. Come for the service, leave with the savings.
There are lots of people who are confused about which Medicare plan is right for them.
Hey, that's me. I barely know where to start.
Well, start here with me, Karen. I'm a licensed Humana sales agent.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Karen. I'm John Smith.
Hi, John. At Humana, we know you're unique, so you have different needs from other John Smiths.
Yeah, I've always thought so.
And together, we can find a plan that's right for you.
Great. I go to the doctor a couple of times a year, and I have some prescriptions, but I'm never fully sure of what's covered and what's not.
With Humana's all-in-one Medicare Advantage plans, you get coverage for hospital stays, doctor visits, and Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable and sometimes no monthly plan premium.
Do you have any more information?
Sure. I'll get a decision guide in the mail to you today. They're free.
Finally, someone who understands the real me.
Call or go online now to get your free decision guide. Call a licensed Humana sales agent today. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
We're back.
We gotta look out for each other.
It's what I was put on this earth to do. Let's do this.
Let's get to work.
The world is waiting for you. Go!
This has got to be the worst job.
Tonight, we're bringing the concert to you.
Expect the unexpected. I'm excited about this new chapter.
Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app. Now, The CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, let's talk about our temperature timeline. Beginning tonight, it's going to get pretty chilly. It started off brisk this morning, to put it politely. Tomorrow, straight up cold. Sunny and cold for tomorrow in Minnesota. Sunny and cold tomorrow for Wisconsin. The Upper Peninsula will be probably a little bit cloudier. There will be a chance for late morning snow thanks to a little lake-driven activity. And then in the afternoon, they'll become sunny as well and cold just like the rest of us. We'll show you the 7-day forecast to put the proof in the pudding there. After we take a look at our current conditions from Duluth International, the sky is becoming clear, and that will allow things to get pretty chilly by tomorrow morning. Currently, it is 0 at the airport. Westerly, northwesterly winds running 14 miles per hour, relative humidity 60%, and that's already creating a wind chill factor there. That wind at 14 miles per hour feels like 19 below. In fact, we face a wind chill advisory for Minnesota and Wisconsin through noon tomorrow, so do bundle up. Folks in the UP, off the hook for the time being. We'll keep an eye on things and see if it changes, though, as the night goes on. Current temps getting close to 10 below already from Orr to International Falls, 5 below Grand Rapids, 3 above one of our warm spots in Moose Lake. Wisconsin numbers are going from 3 in Solon Springs to 9 in La Pointe. And the UP, well, 5 to 6 degrees above 0, at least temporarily. I do think we're all going below 0 here tonight. The coldest day likely will be tomorrow. And then we moderate a little bit by Friday when we get our next snow chance. But even that won't last. It'll be cool again by the weekend. Well, looks like our radar map backed up or advanced on us there. I'll back up so we can look at it again. And frankly, all is calm on the radar frontier. Higher pressure coming in from Canada is chasing away the clouds, and that's why it is clearing and cooling as Arctic high pressure takes over our region. Well, pretty much from now all the way through Thursday. It is Friday when things could change up. The high will migrate away, and a new low coming in from the west brings us about a 50% chance for light snows come, I'm thinking Friday night into early Saturday. And this time around, light snow means perhaps a trace to about 2 inches. The trace perhaps more likely over towards Ashland, and the 2 inches up around Big Fork and Orr. Tonight, Minnesota temperatures, watch them tumble to 30 below inland, 15 below by the lake, all with a clear to partly cloudy sky. Similar sky conditions will be up and aloft over Wisconsin and Michigan, where low temps there will go 15 to 20 below. And, of course, there is a wind chill advisory for Minnesota and Wisconsin as the feel-like numbers go towards 40 below. Tomorrow's daytime highs, Wisconsin, Michigan, 1 to 4 above, 1, 2, 3, 4, right in a line there. Sunny and cold for Wisconsin. Do keep in mind, folks in the UP could get a little morning snow. For Minnesotans, sunny and cold with highs 3 below inland to 5 above by the lake. And then a little bit of moderation on Friday when we get that snow chance. It goes to 13 above. Then maybe 12 above on Saturday, but back to 15 below by Sunday morning, where it will stay perhaps all the way through next Wednesday.
All right, thank you, Dave. Tonight we're getting a better idea of what the future could hold for a prime piece of land in downtown Duluth.
We first reported about the plans to tear down the aging St. Mary's Medical Center building yesterday. That's expected to happen when the new Vision Northland Tower opens to patients next year. Essentia worked with the Benedictine sisters who own the land to make that decision. Now, a committee and consultants are talking with city leaders about possible redevelopment options and other opportunities.
Whether that's education or additional healthcare offerings, community spaces, certainly job creation would be a big consideration. So really it has to serve a public purpose.
We're looking forward to something that's going to be sustainable and that will serve the needs for a long time to come.
Essentia's $900 million Vision Northland project is expected to open early next year.
Alexis Bass joins us now. Alexis, what's going on in sports tonight?
Well, you guys, they do say dreams happen and come true in Disneyland, but lately it's been happening in the Northland. There has been a place where they've been coming true here, like I said, but yet another Bulldog is named to the Olympic team with the Winter Games right around the corner. I'll reel in sports next.
Follow me, I'll lead the way.
There's always something new under the sun.
Oh, you just put me in a good mood.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
The big in-stock winter blowout sale is on at Slumberland Furniture. Get year-end savings on everything in stock. Over 20 different sofas in stock and ready to go. Over 50 accent chairs and recliners, too. In-stock items can be in your home really fast, even just a few days in some areas. Plus, save an extra 30% off all clearance items in store. Huge store-wide savings. Everything is on sale and shipping is free. The big in-stock winter blowout at Slumberland Furniture.
It's that time of the year when we all want a transformation. First we hit the gym, then we try to diet. How about a makeover that will actually last? A bath makeover from Bath Planet. In 2022, we are offering a free premium color upgrade, 2 free accessories, plus no interest, no payments, and nothing down until 2023. So skip the gym and the diet and call Bath Planet or go online to book your appointment today. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
At Humana, we believe your health care should evolve with you. And part of that evolution means choosing the right Medicare plan for you. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you are covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits, but you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums and still not get prescription drug coverage. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits. You get all this coverage for as low as a $0 monthly plan premium in many areas. Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals and telehealth coverage with a $0 copay. So call or go online today and get your free decision guide. Discover how an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan could save you money. Humana, a more human way to health care.
While the countdown to the Winter Games is still on, the wait is over for yet another Bulldog who was selected to represent her country in the Olympics. UMD goaltender Emma Soderberg is an Olympian. After contributing to Sweden's qualification for the Winter Games, Soderberg was selected to the Swedish Olympic team at the beginning of the month and shared the exciting news this morning. The homegrown Swede will be joining a few familiar faces: former Bulldog forward Michelle Lowenheide and UMD defenseman Linnea Heeden. Lately, the Bulldogs have dominated the Olympic hockey headlines with a total of 10 players representing 7 different countries on the ice in just a few weeks. UMD head coach Maura Krall has coached 7 total Bulldogs that turned into Olympians and is filled with gratitude as they skate out a lifetime dream.
It's a huge accomplishment for them. You know, we're a small part of their journey, and I'm so happy for Sods, the latest one, and her family. Really, the families are the ones that have been carting the kids to rinks early in the morning for their whole lives, and it's such a amazing moment for them. And we couldn't be happier to have them represent UMD on the highest stage.
I'm very honored that I get the chance to represent my country in the Olympic Games. So I'm just very excited right now to see what's to come, because I'm not sure what to expect yet.
Wheels go up for Soderberg on Friday from Bulldog country to Sweden, while the Lady Dogs travel to Omaha for their series with the Buckeyes. The Pack says their scouting report will see JoJo Choback and Holly Gruber in the net this weekend. The WCHA also announced new dates for UMD's canceled series at St. Cloud State a couple weeks ago. They'll play a pair of Tuesday games in February to make things up. The Bulldogs are going back to Baxter, an arena that brings much familiarity as Omaha marked the place where UMD broke their game day drought last year, playing in the NCHC pod in a 9-game stretch. This time they'll be playing 2 games against the Mavericks. The last meeting with the Mavs went down as a tie, but in the shootout, Omaha secured the extra point. This weekend will once again bring a top 20 matchup in what head coach Scott Sandelin called a more mature Maverick group who has grown a lot. Sandelin said this week of practice has proven very normal with everyone back and healthy, which has been quite fun. While this weekend brings a big challenge, the Dogs are feeding off of the confidence they gained last weekend despite the tie.
We're going against another good team that plays a heavy game. Talked about that last couple of days and kind of just trying to make sure we keep building off last weekend. You know, it was a good weekend. It wasn't a great weekend for us, but, you know, when you haven't won a lot in previous 6 games, you got to build. You got to take baby steps.
They got some big bodies. They can skate, and their wall work is really good, and they get to the net. So we got to be hard to play against, just like they are. It's going to be nice to get back there, and hopefully we can get 2 wins.
Puck drop is set for 7:07 p.m. on Friday, and we will have both games on the My9 Sports Network. You guys, Emma Soderberg, she's waited for 2 years behind Maddie Rooney, who has won an Olympic gold medal. So really cool. How do you not root for somebody like that?
Such a special day for her. Yeah.
Yes, and for her family, and just to have fans across really the entire world.
Yeah. Very cool. Thanks, Alexis.
Yes. Well, tonight on the CBS 3 News at 10, our region is about to see another dose of brutal cold temperatures. And tonight, we'll take a deeper look into how fast you can lose your body heat in sub-zero conditions. Plus, we'll hear from local firefighters who will share some tips on surviving the cold. And speaking of the cold, you can now help pick out names for snowplows in Minnesota.
Yeah, there's some creative ones on this list, too. MnDOT opened voting today for its 2022 Name a Snowplow contest. The department got nearly 11,000 creative name submissions last month. Some of them, Betty Whiteout, that was great. Lord Coldemort.
The Big Leplowski.
Oh, too
good.
good.
I know.
We were hoping for Peter Kbjr. Didn't
Never
make the list.
got there.
Yeah, so now they have narrowed the list down to 50, and next month, MnDOT is going to announce the 8 winning names based on votes taken from all over the states and where those plows will be in the different districts. So
if you get a chance, go, you should go vote, but just go look at the creative names that were picked out. I need
to start brainstorming.
Hilarious. Yeah. Well, Dave, Peter Kbjr was our personal favorite. Dave came up with that one. But cold overnight, huh?
Yeah, very cold. We are looking at a wind chill advisory for 2/3 of our region. Minnesota and Wisconsin could have feels like temperatures going towards 40 below. Actual air temperatures, including the UP, could go from 15 to 30 below. Of course, 30 below from the Mesabi range up towards the Canadian border. That's the coldest of the cold. Here's a quick look at our extended forecast to see if there's going to be any improvement. And of course, it's resisting movement. There it goes. Maybe 13 above by Friday.
See you at 10.